Here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh no, we can't have that. There we go. We're gonna go live just like that. Perfect. I think we are in good shape now. Yes. Yes. Happy New Year. All right, this is the first one. A little later than we usually do it, but I never said what time we're gonna do it anyway, so. This is Motivation on Demand. I'm John Guyton, Motivation on Demand. This is the first one of the year. Happy New Year. And, what's the difference between yesterday and today? Well, the date is different, but, everybody's got new attitude, new year, new me, and all this. I don't know how much of that is reality, if you will. I don't think it's a new you. We can talk about that. All right, give me something to work with, guys. Jump into the comments and let me know a word. You can give me a word. Give me something you're thinking about. Give me a question. Give me something you're struggling with. Anything like that. I'm going to take your words and turn them into a motivational talk on the spot. No prep. No, I'm not going to go away for an hour, come back. Nothing like that. We're just going to do impromptu. Kind of like some musicians do this as well. But yeah, this is what we're going to do. So, well, hello. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. We've got folks from Instagram. I see you. Facebook. I see you. LinkedIn. I see you. And YouTube. I see you too. Yeah, I see you too. So yeah, toss a word into the chat. I'm hitting all the buttons today. So Ethan's been on vacation, I guess. Is that what you call it? Vacation? Yeah, he's been on vacation. So I'm hitting all the buttons. So hopefully you can see me and hear me and everything like that. And then, yeah, we'll rock and roll. So, yeah, about 30 seconds or so, we're going to roll. So if you're watching and you're like, well, what can I do? You can literally get in the comments right now and just type a word, any word. Any word, I'll use it in a talk. Any word, I'll use it in a talk. Period, point blank. That's it. Just like that. So I'm gonna check that chat, see what we got. Uh-huh. Yep. And some people are like a little earnest with it, you got something that you're struggling with, something you're dealing with, a challenge that you are facing, it could be a challenge in your business, challenge in your personal life. You can talk about that, or it could be something comical. That works too. Oh, yep. Perfectionist. Oh man. How not to be a perfectionist. Okay. I can work with that. I'll be on the lookout for your words as well. But we're going to jump in. How not to be a perfectionist. All right. There are a lot of people that deal with this. A lot of people that struggle with being a perfectionist. They want everything to be just right. They want the way that they look, the way that they sound. They want it all to be just right. Today, my throat is a little later. Ethan's not here. I'm hitting all the buttons. My throat's a little scratchy. I've got the hiccups, so I might do one of the, during the deal. It's not perfect, or is it? Let's talk about perspective. Let's. The question is how not to be a perfectionist. Well, let's ask a different question. How can we look at that differently? Because who gets to define what perfect is? What's the perfect song? What's the perfect meal? What's the perfect word? What's the perfect anything? What's the perfect business model? What's the perfect sales strategy? What's the perfect thing to say what's the perfect time to do X, Y, or Z? Who gets to define that? If you change your perspective on how you think about perfection, then maybe you can still be a perfectionist. Shout out to Nathan Brandt. What's good? You know, it's like, think about this. I years ago I came up with something. I said, I don't know if I came up with it actually. That's not true. I'm not sure if I heard it from someone, and if I did, I'll give you credit if I can think about it. But perfectly imperfect. What's that mean? It's understanding that this chasing of perfection is actually it's a fool's errand. It's rigged. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's literally the thief of productivity. It robs you of your progress. It stops you from doing the thing that you want to do. Because if you keep stopping and saying, look, I'm not going to do this or that until I get this right, until this looks the way it needs to look, until I sound the way it needs to sound, I'm going to practice and practice and practice until I get it right, until I'm perfect. Well, you just may never do it at all. And then when your time runs out, and your time will run out, when your time runs out, you will sit there and ask yourself, well, what happened? Then the regret starts to roll in. I mean, I wish I would have just did it. I wish I would have just tried it. Here's what happens to folks that are perfectionists and they fall victim to their own perfectionist mindset is they watch others who don't have the raw talent that they may have, don't have the skills that they may have. They watch others pass them up, not because they're better inherently, but because they have a better strategy. The better strategy is to go, right? Go now. I talk about doing bad things. I don't mean bad like the opposite of good. I mean bad, B-A-D, before any delays. Practice. But understand that things aren't going to be perfect. What's the story about Michael Phelps? He was the Olympian swimmer, right? I don't know if he has the most gold medals, or at least he's definitely up there. You know, he practiced the imperfection. He practiced the things that could go wrong. There was actually a story I watched. I watched it on the Olympics, and they were kind of talking about a story, and they said that his trainer would intentionally sabotage his goggles so that they would fill up with water, and he would have to rely on his counting of the strokes, and he had to count these strokes. Then in the Olympics, what happened? He's in the race, and there's no do-overs. There's no let me stop and start over. He's in it. He's in the middle of this thing. It's time to go right now, and his goggles malfunction. It happens. They can afford the best goggles money has to buy, blah, blah, blah. They still filled up with water. It's not ideal for a swimmer. What did he do? He did what he trained to do. He counted his strokes and he still won. This is a strategy that all of you can do, right? How not to be a perfectionist is understand what perfectly imperfect means. But let me go deeper than that and say, anticipate possible breakdowns. I want to tell you about when I did my TEDx talk a few years ago. I knew that I was going to do this TEDx talk, right? That means me on stage. No redos, no do-overs. You get one shot to make this happen, right? Stay with me now. Here I am training for this talk. And I knew I was going to go do this talk. I was going to go do the TED talk. It was going to be great. But it was almost like Bloodsport. I don't know if you ever seen that movie Bloodsport, where he's practicing these scenarios and he was actually fighting with his eyes closed and doing all these things. And then something happened where he got sabotaged and had to rely on his training, or Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. For you youngsters, you may not know the reference, but wax on, wax off. He's like, what the heck is this? And then he had to use it. Well, here I am I was the fifth speaker that day, and the second speaker had slides. And so did I. I had 33 meticulously timed slides. Normally, I don't speak with slides. I just get up there and do my thing. But this time, I had a really ambitious talk. I needed these slides. And the clicker started to malfunction. The second speaker, it ruined his talk. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I hope they fix this. Third speaker goes, no slides. Fourth speaker goes, has slides, has issues. Person next to me says, what are you going to do? Because they knew I had slides. I said, I'm going to do what I practiced. You know what a confidence monitor is? It's a screen that you can see, and the audience doesn't even know that you can see it. So you can kind of see where you are. Well, you've got no confidence monitor. And now with a clicker that's broken, what in the world am I going to do? So I get up there, and the first thing I do is I hold up the clicker. I said, well, this isn't working now, is it? And then I pointed to the guy in the control booth. I said, you are my clicker. Whenever I do this, and I want you guys, if you go back and if you watch my TED Talk, if you look in my right hand, if you look closely, there's no clicker in my hand. I'm just doing this. Because I had tossed the clicker to the side already. I pointed to the guy in the control booth. I said, you are my clicker. I said, so when I do this, I need you to change those slides. And then I knew that we had to reset the talk. And I said, look, let's give the crew a round of applause. And they clapped. And I stood in that red square and I knew this is my chance to go. I did it. But the reason I was able to do it, 33 meticulously timed slides. The reason I was able to do it is because I anticipated possible breakdowns. I imagined a moment already where the slides weren't working. I imagined a moment already where there wasn't a confidence monitor. So I practiced being my own confidence monitor. Quit worrying about being perfect. Plan for what might go wrong. You can't figure out everything, but you can damn sure plan for a lot of things. It's called anticipating possible breakdowns. Anticipate possible breakdowns. I anticipated another breakdown, so I hit the mute button. When you anticipate possible breakdowns, you can then all of a sudden, something happens, you can jump into action and do the things that you need to do at that time. And for everyone else, it just feels like, wow, how'd you do that? What do you mean, how did I do that? I planned for it. I anticipated possible breakdowns. Now, what if the clicker didn't malfunction and the confidence monitor was there? Would it have been a waste of my time to practice the way that I practiced? No, because the way that you prepare is gonna dictate everything that you do. So quit trying to be a perfectionist. Quit stopping your progress because you want to get it right. Just get it done and then do it again and do it better. Yeah, let go of that perfectionist thing. It's not your friend. The only perfection that you should seek is perfectly imperfect. Understand that things are gonna be less than optimal most of the time. That's the norm. Conditions will never be what you want them to be. Question is, will you do it anyway? Yeah, pretty decent message. You guys took it easy on me in the first of the year. You took it easy on me. How not to be a perfectionist. That's it right there. Done and done. Question for you. What do you say? What promises are you making to yourself? What things are you telling yourself that you're going to do this year? Right? It's the first of the year. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this. What do they say? New year, new me. It ain't no new you. You need a new operating system. You need new discipline. Right? You need maybe you got the same goals. Maybe you got new goals. But please do me a favor, break them down into smaller pieces and take care of those things. Make them so small you can do them no matter what. Period, point blank. Tomorrow I'll be in a different location because I'm flying. I'm traveling. But we're not going to make excuses. We're going to make it happen. I'll be here tomorrow. Question is, will you? It won't be late. It'll be earlier. Let's see. I land at 11. Probably around 2 something. I'll be in Pacific time. So yeah, probably close to 2 o'clock. I'm guessing. Might be a little earlier than that. All right. Look, my name is John Guyton. This is John Guyton Studios, and you just watched an episode of Motivation on Demand every single weekday. Just an opportunity to sharpen my skills and to help some folks. So yeah, it was a challenge from a friend, and yeah, it's been fun so far. All right, y'all. I'll let you go. Have a great start of your year. Thanks for spending some time with me. I'll see you.
1, too many, I'm going. 2, too crazy, and I got bad ones, and they ready. 4, a good time, so now it's in the